Hello guys, welcome to Pokédex, the channel where I build decks for the Pokemon trading card game. Today I have for you guys the last Mega EX from Ancient Origins, Mega Ampharos EX. It's the last because I already did a video on the other guys. You guys can check them out on my channel. Yep, so Mega Ampharos EX, the last one I'm focusing on, and Exavolt, pretty interesting attack for 2 lightning and 2 colorless, 120 damage, but the interesting part is the ability. You may add 50 damage to the damage and paralyze your opponent's Pokemon, and in exchange you have to deal 30 damage to the Mega Ampharos EX itself, which you can then heal using your Rough Seas Stadium. So I guess it works pretty nicely that way. Mega Ampharos seems kinda slow. I mean, 4 energy for this attack. Most of the times you won't be even killing your opponent's EX because you only deal 170, but you do paralyze them. So unless they have the switch, they are stuck in the active position, and then you can knock them out the following turn. So not all is bad with Mega Ampharos EX. The deck I'm building, I tried to go with Seismitoad EX, Quaking Punch. This is Seismitoad EX going legit, you know, playing an honest game, just using its Quaking Punch to slow down your opponent and give you enough time to build up your Mega Ampharos EX. And we also have 2 Shaymin EX in here. You guys need to get used to this because this card is here to stay. It's really good, and as I said pretty much in every video that I make, Shaymin EX, I mean, at least 2 of them are going to be needed in pretty much all the decks that I'm going to be building, save some rare exceptions. As far as the items go, we're playing 4 Crushing Hammers. It's also part of the Seismitoad strategy to slow down our opponents. Then you have 3 Mega Turbos to try to get some energy back into Mega Ampharos EX after we discarded them. Also accelerate them in the early game if we actually manage to get them in the discard pile with a Sycamore or an Ultra Ball. We have 3 Switch because we don't want to discard energy to get to retreat from our guys. They all take a lot of energy except for the Shaymin. And then we have the 4 Trainer's Mail, also card that you've been seeing more and more in all the decks. The 4 Ultra Ball because they grab us the Pokemon and of course the Shaymin. 4 VS Seeker to grab our selection of supporters back from the discard pile, and our supporters are 1 Ace Trainer, really good if the opponent took an early lead. We can sort of end them to 3 cards. We have 1 X-Maniac to help us avoid some weird scenarios where we might not be able to kill an Aegislash, something like that, so X-Maniac is really useful in that regard. We have 2 Lysander to bring guys to the active position, and then we have 3 Professor Bird's Observations and 4 Professor Sycamore. As far as card drawing goes, we have 1 Xerosic, also allows us to get rid of special energy from our opponents, and of course also the Spirit Link, stuff like that, which kind of slow down the opponent as well. We can also get rid of a Headringer that might be put on our dudes, because we even if we manage to evolve the Mega Ampharos, if we have an Headringer there, the attack costs 5, so that's terrible. So I'm playing 1 Xerosic in here as well. As I mentioned, 3 Rough Seas to heal our Mega Ampharos. It's not needed in the sense that we cannot do anything without it, so I'm just playing 3, but it's a nice thing to have, and of course it also heals the Seismitoad. 3 Spirit Links, we don't want to lose a turn by evolving, and then 10 energy, which are 4 DCE and 6 lightning. That's the deck, let's go play it. Alright, so we're playing against a fairy deck, pretty straightforward I guess, all fairy Pokemon, and we are going second I guess. Our opponent is going to decide our fate, and it's taking a little bit of time I guess. I hope that's not something that's going to repeat throughout the game. So we start with an Ampharos, and we have the Spirit Link and the Mega in hand, so I don't really have a way to draw. Hopefully we get one out of our deck. We start with this dude. We can use Thunder Rod and charge it up if we are lucky enough to hit one of our 6 lightning energy. Our opponent uses the Pokemon Fan Club and grabs a Xerneas and a Florges. Florges is interesting in the same deck as the Gardevoir. Usually you see one or the other, not both, but I guess. Is my opponent doing something else? I guess playing an energy. Yeah, there we go. Maybe a stadium as well. What's coming? My opponent is tanking, so... Oh, no stadium. Okay. Alright, we drew an Ultra Ball. That's really nice. We can actually use it to grab a Shaman. I'm going to discard the Zero Zik, I think, and the Spirit Link. Yeah. If the Zero Zik, if we actually decide to play it, we have a Via Seeker. If not, it stays in our discard pile so that we can grab it later. Okay, Trainer's Mail, I guess. We got the Rough Seas. Crushing Hammer is actually decent, I think. We can get rid of our opponent's energy. Oh, nope, we do not get rid of it, so... might as well just use Thunder Rod since we have the Mega in hand. I don't want to discard it, so yeah, we fail. There's 2 Lysander in there. And 1 Rough Seas. Okay, oh man, that's enhanced damage, yep. We are subject to that. Definitely a card. Okay, Via Seeker Pokemon Fan Club, and our opponent is grabbing a couple more Pokemon. I know he doesn't have... Oh, there's a Spritzy. I don't know if my opponent doesn't have Shaman because the colorless indicator did not appear when we started the match. So 20 damage on our guy, and we can actually evolve. And we have the Rough Seas. I think I'm going to put it down because I'm going to play the Sycamore anyway, so might as well just heal the damage. We would be discarding anyways. Maybe I also switch into the Shaman because I'm going to spend some time charging it up. So maybe, yeah. I think I'm going to switch. Okay, we got an energy and maybe we can hit heads out of this Crushing Hammer as well. Okay, we got a Mega Turbo. Actually, I don't know if I'm going to put it back in my hand. Let's check our discard pile. Yeah, I don't think it's useful. I'd rather have it in the deck. I think I'm going to play a Sycamore. So I'm just... Yeah, we hit heads. Nice, that's really good. Extra time that we have to charge up our guy. Don't really care if our opponent takes a hit on the Shaman, even if it kills it. Because, okay, so our Stadium gets bounced. There's the color. So our opponent is playing cards that are going to rotate. So I'd be expecting some max push and stuff like that. Doesn't really matter if we paralyze our opponent's Pokemon. There's an Aromatisse, which is a pretty cool card. And now our opponent can actually start Geomancing, and I think that's what he's going to do. Okay. See the energy being moved around, and the Spirit Link as well. Okay. Nothing too surprising so far. Can bounce our opponent's stadiums, but yeah, I'm going to save this until I really need it. Let's play this hammer, and we fail again. There's really nothing else we can do with here, so I don't know what's going to happen. I hope I draw well out of the Sycamore. If not, my opponent is just going to get a lot of energy back from his deck and just grow his dudes. There's an Observations. I don't really mind. I mean, I'll let my opponent Geomance all he wants, and then hopefully can grab a Lysander and just get our first hit on that Gardevoir, that Mega Gardevoir. That's basically what we want. If we manage to get the first hit, everything else will be much easier. Oh, our opponent actually comes forth with his Florges. Huh, that's interesting. I guess he knows that if we get the first hit, we actually... Yeah, but this way he's going to kill our Shaman, and if we manage to get the double colorless energy, we just kill the... Yeah, we do grab the double colorless energy, so that Florges is just dead. And we hit heads on the hammer. That's super nice. Just get rid of that. And I think with this 2 energy, it makes 4 energy that we get rid of. So I'm quite happy with that. I think I'm actually going to get an Ampharos. We have Mega Turbos left because we shuffled them back. So I'm going to just play the Shaman with an empty hand. which is pretty cool. Just grab some cards. Okay, we got the second Mega Ampharos in there, so we can just Exavolt. We will have the damage and draw a couple of prizes, and more importantly, just get rid of energy. So our opponent we just got rid of 4 energy from our opponent. 2 hammers and that knockout on the Florges. I don't think my opponent is doing that again quite soon, unless he has a Lysander and wants to kill the other Shaman, but that would just be the end of it, I think. So I guess Geomancy, we're back to the Geomancing plan. Oh, Lysander again, for the Shaman once again, okay. Is he going to attack with the Florges? Like last turn? No, okay, this time my opponent just Geomancies. That had to be wrong. I mean, can we get a Spirit Link for that Mega Turbo or no, or a Lysander? No, we don't grab any of those. Do I grab the Ultra Ball or not? Let's see. I think I'm going to shuffle, so might as well just get something out of the deck. I don't know. Let's see. We do have the switch to get rid of to get Shaman back. I can heal 30 damage, get the most out of that stadium, get this guy back there, and yeah, I think I'm actually going to play this before. Yeah, we have another dude which I don't think I'll actually use, so I'm just going to Exavolt here. This is a pretty miserable Exavolt if you think about it. It's 120. And we have to deal the extra damage to ourselves to be able to kill the Xerneas. That kind of sucks. If it was 130, that would be so much better. Just not dealing damage to ourselves at all. Because every time we deal damage to ourselves, that's 1 less energy that the Mega Gardevoir needs. So hopefully we can just grab that Lysander soon. There's 2 in our deck because we saw them when we used the first attack on the Ampharos, so might as well just put this DCE in here. I can discard the Sycamore. Just trying to get more cards. Let's see here. Don't really know if it's worth it, but I think I'm going to Ultra Ball here. And there's 2 Mega Ampharos. I think I'm going to get one. It's in my hand. I can discard it with a Sycamore. If we drew the Spirit Link, that would be really good because we could just Mega Turbo on the same turn. This way, I think I'm going to take the knockout. So here's the thing. If we take the knockout, we take 30 damage, but we get rid of an energy. So it means our opponent has to have 1 energy in his hand, and we got rid of 6 energy if I'm counting right so far. So 6 plus 5 is 11 energy. So I don't think my opponent has a big chance to draw another energy. Hopefully I'm right. But I don't really think there was anything else that I could have done. Because either the opponent has the energy or he doesn't. So I think I just had to get the knockout there and just take the 30 extra damage on our Mega Ampharos. As I said, kind of lame because that means the opponent needs 1 less energy. But as we are so far, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 6 energy. I counted them right. It's 2 from the Florges, 1 from each Xerneas, and 2 from the Crushing Hammers. And our opponent is having a hard time deciding. So that kind of makes me feel like I chose right. The alternative would be not killing the Xerneas, and then my opponent could actually move the energy around, so I don't think that would be any good. So I don't know what my opponent is going to do here. He chooses the Gardevoir. The question is, does my opponent draw an energy? I don't know if he has them. Well, he used the Geomancy, so I think my opponent actually knows if he has an energy or not, because he saw the energies in his deck. Okay, 150, that's it. That's the game, I think. Yeah, the opponent concedes, seeing the writing on the wall. I think my guess was right, but it's one of those situations. You never know, right? And if our opponent killed this dude, we actually would have kind of been in trouble. Well, we could have just put an energy down on the second Ampharos and evolve by losing our turn, and that wouldn't be the worst because our opponent could have a shot at us, but then he wouldn't kill us, so we could actually just kill his Mega Gardevoir unless he had a way to retreat from the paralysis. So yeah, not all would be lost. Would our opponent have the extra energy, but I think I did the right play there. Well, I hope you guys enjoy this. I think this deck, I think Mega Ampharos is not the greatest thing ever, but this is a pretty fun deck. So if you guys like it, please try it out and tell me what you think. So yeah, see you guys next time. Bye.